Have you noticed your engagement going down on Instagram recently and wondering how to get it back up? Watch this video and I will show you. And before we get to that, make sure please subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified every time I post a new video on social media for realtors. These are the basic tips I use all the time to get my engagement up on social media, Instagram especially, so whenever you're needing a little boost, watch these tips and utilize them. You've heard me talk about this before, but one major thing is talk more about your community. Do more community-minded posts and especially collaborations, those work so good. And just talk less about real estate. For a lot of realtors, you don't know what to post, so I can't blame you, but your go-to is to post about real estate. And I look at most of your feeds and it's just real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate, and that can turn a lot of people off. So switch it up, do something different, talk more about your community and not just about your new listing or your price reduction or your open house, or you get the point. It's kind of boring for a lot of people. Make it more fun, make it about you. Yeah, this is your whole brand, so put yourself out there. Another thing too, and get your engagement up, is you need to respond to more stories. So go through the people that you do follow, take a look at their stories, watch their stories, and make a genuine comment to them. So don't just reply with hi, like if you're watching a story and they're maybe talking about food or what they did that weekend, maybe you could actually reply with, hey, that looks good. Or I tried to make that one time. If it's talking about where they are, maybe you could say, hey, we actually visited that park. We love camping too. Looks like you had a great stay. Anything like that. Just make it genuine, and then from there you might have a conversation with them, go back and forth. And when you start to do that, Instagram sees that you like each other in the algorithm. Therefore, it's going to put you more up front and center when they click on their Instagram to see what's going on. So they may see your recent post. They're going to be more a chance that little circle at the top of your story is going to show at the front of their feed, and therefore that's where your engagement really goes up. So I do this quite often when I notice my engagement's going down. I've done it where I'll just spend half an hour and I'll just reply to stories. Guess what? Next time I do a story, all of a sudden I've got a ton more views than what I had before, because again, Instagram's seeing that as engagement and it's liking it and it's keeping people on the platform, and therefore it wants to show my stuff to more people because they think it's good stuff. Aside from that, my other point was going to be engaging, and that's kind of the same thing. So reach out to random people that maybe you know and start having conversation with them. Take a look at their posts that they've done recently, comment on those posts. So don't just reply to stories, you can actually comment on an actual post they have, and that'll work good as well and be the same idea where it'll show you up more in the feed more often, because it sees that you're engaging with people, they're engaging back with you, and it gets more of a chance for people to comment on your stuff, and again, helps with your engagement. And then the other little trick that works pretty good actually is you can either do this two ways. So basically the main way is to run a poll. So anytime you do a poll, if you can make it as easy as possible for people to answer, that's the best. So if it's just like a yes or no, and it's something that's relevant to your audience, will always work the best. So if you find lots of your audience, well, most of them have an interest in your city. So maybe you take a photo of something in your city and you just post that one thing and say, have you been here? Yes or no? Something simple like that. I mean, it could be 100 different things. And if people start answering that, that's just as good as somebody replying to your story and making a comment on it. So when it's doing that, again, Instagram sees, hey, this is some good stuff, and it wants to push it to more people. So if you can get even 10 people to respond on this poll, is way more than normally you get with a regular story. Therefore, again, it starts pushing that to more people and starts getting more views. So sometimes maybe you notice you're only getting, depending on the account, on your account size, you may only get 20 to 40 views if you've got say 400 to 500 followers, but maybe you do this poll, now all of a sudden you get maybe 80 that saw your story that day, and it's because from that poll before it's showing it to more people. The other little trick that I found that's actually worked when doing this is don't post anything for 24 hours. So take a little break. If you're not getting much engagement, just stop And then when you come back that 24 hours after, that's when you post that poll. The geese here are insane and they're really wanting to take over my video. I don't know if you can hear them, but thanks guys. What I was getting to was when you make that poll after the 24 hours and you get engagement with that too. Sometimes when I do just a story after 24-hour break, I notice I get a lot more views because it's almost like Instagram's like, hey, you haven't been around for a bit. Let's show your stuff, your crap, whatever it is to more people. But when you put a poll on top of that and people respond to it, that's when I get a lot of views. That's when I've actually got the most views anytime, is when I do that exact technique. So if you need a little boost, there you go. That's a bunch right there. Just doing 1 or 2 of those, you're gonna see a lot more views on your content again. Which of these tips is your favorite? Comment below and let me know. So why the heck is engagement so important, you ask? Why would I want more people engaging on my stuff? Why are people watching my stuff? Should they be watching my stuff? And do I even want them replying to my stuff? Yes, you do. You very much do so. I know that mentality where people don't think their life is interesting and nobody wants to watch this stuff, but really they do. And the whole idea with more engagement is if you're posting more stuff, getting more engagement, and your stuff is being shown to more people, you've got a better chance of getting more followers and more people seeing your content and your face being out there. It's just like traditional advertising where you'd spend a crap load of money to have your face plastered on a bus or a bench. This is the same idea, except it's free. So you're just wanting your face out there so people can see it. Now your face is actually live and talking so they can get to know who you are and kind of get to know your personality and what you're all about. So yes, engagement is very, very important. And like I said before, when you engage more and you're doing more stuff and people are engaging with your content, Instagram really likes that because it's showing that you're keeping people on their platform. They like people on their platform, so they reward you for it, and therefore you get shown to more people. So whenever I start doing more engagement stuff, like the tips that I told you, all of a sudden I start to notice more comments, more views, and in return more followers because my stuff's getting pushed in the Instagram algorithm. So yes, very important. That's why don't just post about real estate all the time, because if you do that, people are not going to engage with it. You're not going to increase your following, and unfortunately you may get stuck around those 100 followers for quite some time. So you need to branch out, you need to reach out to more people, make more conversations. It's just like the dinner party I've related to, where you got to get out there and meet new people, make those conversations. So my best recommendation, if you really want to say double down on this and get great results, spend 30 minutes a day. That's my challenge to you. Go on your Instagram and spend 30 minutes a day where you don't look at your feed, because I know a lot of you, we're all guilty of it, where we just scroll through the feed for 30 minutes and do nothing. If you're going to do that, actually comment on stuff. Watch those stories, make connections, make other conversations, and have a goal of just, say, respond to at least somewhere, I don't know, 10 stories, 10 posts. You could even do more than that, because if you spend 30 minutes, you're going to get through a lot more than those 10 people. And then, yeah, just keep replying to them and having more of a conversation, and do that 30 minutes every day, and you're really going to see a lot more growth on your Instagram. Your engagement's going to go up. It's just a win-win. You've got nothing to lose. Like I said, it's free, so good luck. You've got all those great tips, but if you're wondering how you can grow your audience even more, then you're going to want to click on the link in my, there you are. Click on the link in my description below. In there I have my free guide of 0 to 1,000 plus followers on Instagram. You can do the same, so go get the guide right now. And when you're done here, if you're looking for some other videos on how you can up your Instagram game, click on them. And then when you're done here, please give me a like, subscribe, and if this was beneficial to you, share with your fellow realtor friends. See ya.